Hello, it's ironic and heartbreaking when this sort of tragedy should happen on one of the happiest event in the American calendar. The Guadalupe River just lifted itself within less than an hour and flooded a whole area. And there also happened to be a children's summer camp there at the same time. I've been waiting for some better news about this, but there isn't any. So far, over 80 people have died. Larry Lether, the Kerr County Sheriff, said 68 people had died in his county. That's his county alone, including 28 children. There's really not a lot to be said about it, is there? This is how the river flooded. It surged over its banks in the pre-dawn hours on Friday, sending water tearing through Camp Mystic in the Texas Hill Country. Today, the camp said on its website, "Our hearts are broken alongside our families that are enduring this unimaginable tragedy. We're praying for them constantly." Parents of campers received a brief email on Friday that read, "We have sustained catastrophic level floods. If your daughter is not accounted for, you have been notified. If you have not been personally contacted, then your daughter is accounted for." And since this happened at a Christian camp, I thought I'd read a meditation that was written by Donne, an English poet and philosopher of the early 17th century. Parts of this are often presented as a poem. They aren't, and they are often presented out of context, and I'm providing all the context here because there's a lot more to that meditation than just the few lines that are usually quoted. There are no words of comfort that I can offer anyone in a situation like this. But perhaps John Donne's words might make some sort of sense of it. So I'm going to read that. It isn't a poem, so I have left out one or two little bits here and there because they're using archaic language, which rather gets in the way of the message. And I want to point out something. In days before mass communications, the only mass communication you got were church bells. So a church bell for a wedding would sound different from a church bell for a funeral. And what John Donne is saying here is, if you hear that church bell tolling for a funeral, then if you send somebody to the church to find out who's died, you have to remember that that bell is tolling for you as well, because we are all bound up together. In his case, he's saying we're all bound up together in the church, but you can apply that universally now that we have the privilege of being able to communicate over such vast distances. Oh, by the way, I just want to let you know that I'm not monetizing this video. I'm not telling you this to get any particular kudos to myself. I'm telling you this so that if an advert does turn up, I really am not responsible for it. I'm specifically not making anything out of this. I'm just hoping that for some, these words might make some sort of sense of this awful situation. All right, John Donne, meditation number 17. The church is universal, so are all her actions. All that she does belongs to all. When she baptizes a child, that action concerns me, for that child is thereby connected to that head, which is my head too, and engraft into that body whereof I am a member. And when she buries a man, that action concerns me. All mankind is of one author and is one volume. When one man dies, One chapter is not torn out of the book but translated into a better language. And every chapter must be so translated. God employs several translators. Some pieces are translated by age, some by sickness, some by war, some by justice. But God's hand is in every translation. And his hand shall bind up all our scattered leaves again for that library where every book shall lie open to one another. As therefore the bell that rings to a sermon calls not upon the preacher only, but upon the congregation to come, so this bell calls us all. There was a contention which of the religious orders should ring to prayers first in the morning, and it was determined that they should ring first that rose earliest. If we understand aright the dignity of this bell that tolls for our evening prayer, we would be glad to make it ours by rising early, that it might be ours as well as his whose indeed it is. The bell doth toll for him that thinks it doth, and though it intermit again, yet from that minute that occasion wrought upon him, he is united to God. Who casts not up his eye to the sun when it rises, but who takes off his eye from a comet when that breaks out? Who bends not his ear to any bell which upon any occasion rings? But who could remove it from that bell which is passing a piece of himself out of this world? No man is an island entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. If a clod be washed away by the sea, Europe is the less, as well as if a promontory were, as well as if a manor of thy friends or of thine own were. Any man's death diminishes me, because I am involved in mankind, and therefore never send to know. For whom the bell tolls, it tolls for thee. Many blessings to you all. I'm so sorry.